Welcome explorers and seekers of lost knowledge. Have you ever wondered if the myth of the lost ancient city of Atlantis had a grain of truth to it? Today, we embark on a journey to find out if there is truth to the age-old legend of Atlantis. For centuries, this mythical continent has been sought out by archaeologists, academics, and historians alike who believe Atlantis remains hidden from the world. Recently, one intrepid individual unearthed a 2,000-year-old Roman map that has all the key components to indicate that Atlantis resides at the Eye of Sahara, Africa. Could this be the key to unlocking the secret of Atlantis? In this video, we are going to discuss numerous outstanding new information about the issue of the lost ancient city of Atlantis and the Eye of the Sahara that has recently come to light. Let's delve right in. The Atlantis. Atlantis is a legendary island that was said to be located in the Atlantic Ocean. It was first mentioned in Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, written in a stylized conversation between Socrates and two of his students. Plato claimed that Atlantis was a sophisticated civilization that was located just past the Strait of Gibraltar, beyond the Pillars of Hercules. People have looked for Atlantis for a long time. Since the Greek philosopher first referenced it, there have likely been theories about its precise location. Some claim that Atlantis was on the present-day American continent, while others claim it was on a sunken island. Some have claimed that Spain is where Atlantis once stood. A recent and widely accepted proposal postulates that Atlantis may have been situated near the Sahara Desert, to be more precise, at the alleged Richet structure. Over the years, the island has become a part of many fascinating theories and mysteries, with some people believing that it is still out there, waiting to be discovered. What is the Sahara's Eye? The mysterious Richet structure, commonly referred to as the Eye of the Sahara, is located close to west-central Mauritania in Africa. It is situated on the Adrar Plateau of the Sahara. From orbit, it appears to be a relatively symmetrical geologic structure made up of numerous concentric circles of exposed sedimentary rock. In actuality, this is how we initially came across it. The Eye of the Sahara was discovered by Project Gemini astronauts in the 1960s as they were looking for circular impact structures. It was once believed to have been brought about by an extraterrestrial collision, but after more thought, it was determined to have been formed entirely planetside. Despite the existence of numerous theories, there is still no agreement among specialists as to what gave rise to the structure. Some have asserted that Atlantis may be the solution that scientists are ignoring in light of the Richet structure's unanswered questions. Why? Because Atlantis is merely a myth, according to conventional archaeology and science. Interestingly, scientists have discovered rocks at the Sahara's Eye that even predate Earth's first life. Now, it serves as a landmark for astronauts and a fascinating feature for Google Earth users. However, some people believe it to be something more. Could that belief be true in some way? Make sure to subscribe to History Flicks and dig up that bell icon so you won't miss any of our historical updates. Here's some proof that the Eye of the Sahara is the actual location of the lost city of Atlantis. It has been hypothesized that the Eye of the Sahara could be the lost city of Atlantis due to the growing evidence it may have been artificially created by past civilizations. The evidence that indicates the Eye of the Sahara is perhaps the fabled lost city of Atlantis is fascinating. Firstly, the location of the site fits perfectly with Plato's description of Atlantis being near the coast of North Africa. Additionally, research conducted by a team of explorers in the area suggests that the eye is man-made and not naturally occurring. Several tunnels carved out of rock were discovered and thought to be used either as a primitive form of transportation or spiritual ceremonies. Large white spots can be seen on aerial photographs of the eye. These are salt deposits on the sand's surface. This shows that within the last 12,000 years, ocean water passed over this region. 12,000 is not a random number. The Sahara Desert once had a lush green climate according to numerous recent articles. Everything was destroyed in a massive flood some 11,600 years ago, leaving behind a desolate wasteland. Investigations into aerial photographs of the Eye of the Sahara revealed the presence of structures that may be the ruins remnant of the ancient civilization. Examination of the minerals in the structure of the eye further supports the notion that it could be the work of an advanced civilization due to the unusually shaped elements surrounding the edge of the eye. Something quite unusual was noted on a real 2,000-year-old map in the Western Sahara Desert. Let's examine what is in the Sahara's northwest region and see what it indicates here. In the same geographic area as the Richet structure, Atlantis appears as Atlanteans once more and fits so many specific aspects by coincidence. Atlantis was commonly characterized by Plato as being composed of concentric circles, namely 3 rings of water and 2 rings of land, which accurately describes the Richet structure with water. In addition, it was claimed that the circular ring city had an opening to the sea in the south, which not only corresponds to the Richet anomaly's southern opening, but also contains ongoing evidence of a flow of salt water that is still discernible today. Furthermore, Atlantis was said to be made of black, red, and white colored stones, which is another distinctly different similarity that matches the geological makeup of the Richet. Atlantis was also said to be surrounded by a large rectangular plain that extends for hundreds of miles on both sides of the Richet structure. That Atlantis was said to be surrounded by great mountains to the north, provided of course that the cliffs of the Adra Highlands do not already fit that description. Additionally, there is a sizable mountain range to the north known as the Atlas Mountains, which was appropriately named after the first known king of Mauritania, who also happens to have the same name as the first king of Atlantis, Atlas. In addition to being situated in a region with mountains to the north, Atlantis was also reported to have rivers. Recent scientific studies have verified the existence of the Tamanrasset, an ancient river that once flowed from the Atlas Mountains right into the Sahara's Eye, before winding its way 500 kilometers to the Atlantic Ocean. The river's existence is verified to have occurred exactly 11,700 years ago, when Atlantis was claimed to have been destroyed. Without a doubt, the Sahara region as a whole looked entirely different back then than it does now. The Sahara Desert is filled with abundant evidence of extensive water erosion, which is so extreme that it can be seen in crystal clear detail on satellite imagery from orbit. It has been determined that this is not a wind erosion, but rather catastrophic levels of water erosion, as shown by the glaringly obvious water striations that rip straight through the Richet structure and into the Atlantic Ocean. After close examination, it appears like an unfathomably powerful force of water blasted its way from the Mediterranean Sea through North Africa, forming a channel that just so happens to be at all the lowest elevational places through the Sahara, as water would naturally direct itself. A large undersea seabed slide, known as the Mauritanian Slide, was discovered during scientific research off the coast of Mauritania. This has been around for almost 11,000 years. It's thought that a tsunami caused it. Not only is this enormous seabed slide exactly in the course of the Richet, but it is also enormous, measuring almost 300 kilometers, nearly 200 miles from east to west, and nearly 150 kilometers, or 100 miles from north to south. The largest volcano in the Sahara, Kosi, is estimated to be 2 million years old and has a height of 11,300 feet, or more than 3,400 meters. Around 12,000 years ago, a lava flow was last seen in the south end of the Kosi caldera. Just as we saw with the Richet, the volcano is situated in the obvious path of catastrophic water erosion. The flood would have had to have occurred after that volcanic activity, Whether it was 12,000 years ago or 2 million years ago at the creation of this volcano, based on the path that the water traveled and which damaged and wiped areas of that lava flow that was 12,000 years old. What do you think now that the proof has been presented? Do you think that the Atlantean lost city may be located in the Eye of the Sahara? Or is it just too absurd? Or perhaps Plato's Atlantis is a morality play about civilization? That remains a mystery. What is certain is that regardless of how it was created, the rigid structure is really cool. If you like this, subscribe to History Flicks and explore more history and mystery with us. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to let us know what you would like to see and what you think about this video in the comment section. Check out our other videos on History Flicks. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.